my social media platforms say, I want you to think differently, believe differently, and then live differently. So hopefully I can give you some nuggets of information that will help you along your journey. So what do I say to such a distinguished group that's in front of me? What do I say to such distinguished achievers? What do I say to such an illustrious and illuminous group of alumni? What do I say to people who have grown up and learned the valuable lessons that we all have learned in Mays High School? I was like, okay, what do I say? The pressure's on. Lisa just read this like 15-page bio. I should have sent you the redacted version. Then I said to myself, don't worry about it. God will let you know. God will tell you exactly what to do. And then, bam, it came to me. I was in the shower. Some people have their quiet place in other places, but I was in the shower. It was steaming and the water and the soap and all that good stuff. And it came to me. Now, some of y'all go in other places in the bathroom to get inspiration. But we're not gonna talk about that, but mine came from the shower. And what came to me was something that we've all embodied, something that we've learned in the hallowed halls of Mays High School, something that our school was built on, something that our founder, Benjamin Elijah Mays, said, and I think someone said it earlier. So we're gonna talk about today, a legacy to keep, an image to uphold. Say it with me, a legacy to keep, an image to uphold. One more time, a legacy to keep, an image to uphold. So what does a legacy to keep, an image to uphold mean to some of you? Excellence, I heard it. Somebody tag on today. Excellence.
Integrity.
Integrity. Perseverance, scholarship. Intentionality. You said that one. Intentionality. I love all of that. Yes, we're going to talk about what it means. So let's start from a basic foundation. It's always good to do that. We're going to start with the definitions of what legacy and image mean. So according to Webster, legacy means a gift of money or personal property. It means a candidate for membership in an organization such as school or fraternity that's given special status. And so, of course, we're not talking about the legacies of Kappa Alpha Psi or the legacies of, the University of Miami. We're talking about the legacy of Mays High School. The definition I want to talk to you about, though, is something that is transmitted by or received from an ancestor or predecessor or from the past. So that's the definition we're going to use for legacy. Image, defined as a vision, representation of something, the likeness of an object produced or photographic material. But the definition we're going to use today for image is a mental conception held in common by members of a group and symbolic of a basic attitude and orientation. A legacy is not just built on the actions you take or your accomplishments you achieve throughout your life, nor just the spirit of the ancestors that have come before you and that are with us today. Your legacy also means paying it forward. It's really simple. Let's go back to the class of '89 when we were on the Hill between '85 and '89. When I think back to that time, I remember the rep we had in the city. Y'all remember the rep we had in the city? Yeah, what did they call us? Sedity. Stuck up, nerds. I can take nerd. Bougie bad. The parking lot full of cars, the student parking lot overflowing, silver spoons in our mouths and all that crap. But what they did not realize and what they failed to understand was that we weren't chasing material things. We weren't chasing to be better than anyone else. We were chasing the foundation of the legacy. We were chasing to be the best of ourselves. We were chasing what it meant to be part of this legacy. And what we realized, and I think I heard the word, achievement. We realized early on that achievement would be part of what a legacy was built on. So through the positive examples of our parents, relatives, neighborhoods, I believe that we inherently knew that through excellence and achievement, we would be able to build upon, extend, and contribute to keeping the legacy that has been established and upholding the image of what a successful person from the A looked like. But through all of that, what we were trying to do again was to be our best selves. So you see these newfangled AT aliens, and I don't know if I can call them AT aliens because they're chasing this Real Housewives of Atlanta version of Atlanta, the Love and Hip Hop version of Atlanta. I'm gonna call them Atlantans. These Atlantans don't understand that it's not about what you drive and how big your house is and how big your bank account is. It's about the work that you put in to reach your dreams. And Mays High School taught us that. That's why our best dressed Tiffany Taylor rocked those leather suits.
Every day.
Yes, you did.
Every day.
That's why our best dressed Chico Daniels was rocking loafers without socks back then. That's why the ladies that we talked about before had the asymmetrics and had the high right, low lefts and had those bobs. They weren't trying to outdo people. They were trying to be their best selves. That's why we had the best band in the land. That's why we had the best athletes in the land. That's why we were the best and were the school of excellence, because we didn't want the bragging rights. We wanted to be our best selves. We wanted to be the greatest. And so a legacy to keep, an image to uphold, was something that was kind of inherent in us, wasn't it? It was something that was taught to us by these beautiful God gifts. And I appreciate you all for that. But the class of '89, we came behind some giants, and we recognized that. We came behind some greats, but we built upon that legacy. We built upon and nurtured the greatness. And so when we think about the times that we were there, and we think about, and I look at my classmates, and I look at everything that you all have done, I'm in amazement. I mean, some of you all are parents that are graduating students from college now. Some of you all are grandparents, instilling into them the things that you learn from your namesakes. We are leaders in politics, entertainment, corporate America, and even education. Who knew that Winston Warrior would be an educator one day? I didn't see it coming. Maybe y'all did over there. But I didn't see it coming. And we have entrepreneurs, medical professionals, legal scholars, mentors, pastors, and even social media influencers. So we've done a lot, but I would propose to you that we still, all of us still, have a lot to do. But even when our great work is done, I would also propose that there is still more work for us to do. That's when the truest, highest form of legacy is embodied. That's when we will begin to go outside of our inner circles, out into the community, and out into the world in order to make a difference. So when I look back at these stellar teachers and coaches and administrators that we had at Mays High School, and I look at Coach Wade, you are looking at the physical embodiment of legacy. And I congratulate you, and I give you all of the accolades that you deserve, because you are the unsung heroes of this world. Thank you so much. So I don't want to grow up, you know, I'm still growing. But I tell you this, when I grow up, I want to be like Coach Wade. When I grow up, I want to be like Dr. Benjamin Elijah Mays. When I grow up, I want to be like Sumner Smith. When I grow up, I want to be like Coach Mack. When I grow up, I want to be like Dr. McClendon. We called her Ruby D. And I want to be able to run the best high school in the country, go to the Macy's one-day sale, and come back without anybody even knowing it. I want to be able to...
Every Wednesday.
I'm just saying. When I grow up, I want to be like Mrs. Carruthers, so that at the University of Miami, I can jack some people up. I want to jack some people up at UM. When I grow up, I want to be like Mrs. Cathcart. When I grow up, I want to be like Mrs. Davenport. When I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Johnson, you pimps and you. When I grow up, I want to be like Mrs. Kendrick. That's a K, not an S. And if you need a schedule change, have your mama come see me. I want to grow up and be like Mrs. King and call Kwanzaa Kwanfa and LaShonda LaShunfa. When I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Sanders and measure the temperature. When I grow up, I want to be like Mrs. Jonas and take my class to DEF CON 1 and throw chairs around the University of Miami. When I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Clark. When I grow up, I want to be like Dr. Berry. When I grow up, I want to be like Mrs. Richardson. When I grow up, I want to be like Mr. Butler. When I grow up, I want to be like one of these amazing talented, angels. So why are these folks so amazing? Why do you think they're so amazing? They're amazing because they touch people's lives. They've touched all of our lives beyond their families, but to the greater universe. There are no walls, there are no boundaries for them. Their love extends throughout this room right now. It's oozing from us in our communities, in our homes, and in our places of work. That's why I'm so proud to be the Dope Professor. That's why I'm so proud to be a professor at the University of Miami. That's why I appreciate my followers and my social media presence. That's why I'm honored to be the advisor of 4 student organizations at the University of Miami, including my home chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. Because in my own way, now I am like Coach Wade. Now I'm like Coach Mack. Now I'm not advocating that those of you who have those big jobs with those big paychecks that come in every 2 weeks, I'm not saying you need to be an educator like us. You know, somebody has to pay for these tables and all these nice things, so don't leave your jobs. But what I'm advocating is that you look beyond just your circle and you go outside and think about a legacy to keep, an image to uphold. And as I wrap up, I want you to think about this. I hope you see that, and if you don't realize it already, graduating from Mays High School comes with an awesome but welcome responsibility. As Mays High Raiders, we must always reach back to others aspiring to be their true selves and to be like us, so that they one day can achieve what we have achieved, a legacy and an image. So thank you so much, and I appreciate y'all. That's all I got.